Hey, fourth graders, it's Miss Toolin here, and I am your very first teacher to go ahead and start with our grade level read aloud, which is going to be 3 times lucky. We are so hoping that you enjoy this book as much as we do, especially since it is the first book in a series. So if you do enjoy this book, there are 2 more that you can go ahead and check out and continue to grow as a reader and encourage that love of reading that we so hope we are doing. I am here today with our class pet, Ivan the gorilla, and he's going to be reading along with us as we enjoy this beautiful sunshine. Just because we are staying inside and trying to stay safe doesn't mean we can't still go out and enjoy nature. Hopefully, you're getting some opportunities to play outside, to go for walks, and just to get in tune with nature. So, we are going to go ahead and get things started. 3 times lucky. This is just a read aloud we're doing for fun. There's not going to be any questions that go along with it. We just want to provide you with the opportunity to have a great book at your fingertips and listen along as we read to you every single day. So here we go. First chapter. Chapter 1. Trouble in Tupelo Landing. Trouble cruised into Tupelo Landing at exactly 7 minutes past noon on Wednesday, the 3rd of June, flashing a gold badge and driving a Chevy Impala the color of dirt. Almost before the dust had settled, Mr. Jesse turned up dead and life in Tupelo Landing turned upside down. I'm sorry, let me reread that. Mr. Jesse turned up dead. Ugh. And life in Tupelo Landing turned upside down. As far as I know, nobody expected it. As for me, Miss Moses LeBeau, rising 6th grader, trouble was the last thing on my mind as I crept across Dale's front porch at 6 o'clock that morning. Hey, Dale, I whispered, pressing my face against his sagging window screen. Wake up! He turned over, tugging at his sheet. Go away, he mumbled. His mongrel dog, Queen Elizabeth II, stirred beneath a hydrangea at the porch's edge. Well, that's funny because these are supposed to be hydrangeas behind me, and my mongrel dog, come here, Riley. Can you say hi to the kids? Come here. She's like sunbathing, but she's coming up to say hi to you guys. Here's one of them, and she is definitely a fan of Ivan the gorilla with the hydrangeas, right? Say hi. No? You just want the gorilla, I think. All right, here we go. We're going to keep going. Yeah, she definitely wants the gorilla. Dale sleeps with his window up in the summer, partly because he likes to hear the tree frogs and the crickets, but mostly because his dad is too sorry to bring home any air conditioning. Dale, I bellowed, wake up, it's Mo. Dale sat bolt upright, his blue eyes round and his blonde hair spiking in all directions. Demons, he gasped, pointing vaguely in my direction. I sighed. Dale's family is Baptist. It ain't demons, it's me, I said. I stopped by to tell you the colonel's come home, and he ain't up to cooking. He blinked like a stunned owl. You wake me up for that? I'm sorry, Dale. I gotta open the cafe today. Oh, Dale said, his disappointment riding the word to the ground. But we've been planning this fishing trip forever, Mo, he said, rubbing his eyes. How about Miss Lana? Can't she whip up some grapes or some crepes? I said. It's French. And no, she can't. Miss Lana slammed out just after the colonel slipped in. She's gone. He swore, his voice soft as a breeze through the reeds. Dale started swearing last year. I haven't started yet, but the way things are going, I could at any moment. I'm sorry, Dale. We'll have to go fishing another time. I can't let the colonel and Miss Lana down. The colonel and Miss Lana are the closest things to family I've got. Without them, I wouldn't have a home. I probably wouldn't even have a name. I am bereft of kin by fate, as Miss Lana puts it, washed up into my current, rather odd life by forces unknown. Just then, Dale's bedroom door creaked open, and his mamma leaned into the room. Her green eyes were soft from sleep. Dale, she whispered, clutching a faded pink housecoat to her throat. You all right? You aren't having nightmares again, are you, baby? It's worse than that, Mama, she said gravely. Mo's here. Miss Rose used to be a real beauty, back before Time and Dale's daddy got hold of her. That's what people say. Coal black hair, a tilt to her chin, and a sway that made men stand taller. Morning, Miss Rose, I said, pressing my best smile against the window screen. Lord have mercy, she said, staggering back. What time is it, Mo? A whisker past 6, I said, smiling. I sure hope you slept well. I did, she said, for a shockingly brief period of time. Like Dale, Miss Rose doesn't necessarily wake up good. Her voice took on a silky, dangerous tone. And you are on my porch before the sun has wiped the sleep from your eyes because. I took a deep breath. Because the Colonel's back, but Miss Lana's gone, so I gotta open the cafe, which means Dale and me can't go fishing, and I feel like it would be rude not to let him down. I'm just trying to do what's right, I concluded. A tiny frown creased her forehead. Fortunately, Miss Rose is a person of manners, and as Miss Lana says, manners will tell. Well, she finally said, as long as you're all awake, won't you come in? She can't, Dale said, swinging his legs over the side of his bed. Me and Mo are opening the cafe today. Mo and I, she murmured, as she stood up, fully dressed, and stepped into a pair of sandals that looked way too big. She blinked. What happened to your pajamas? And why are you wearing your brother's old shoes? Sleeping in my clothes saves time, and my feet are growing, he replied, shoving his black t-shirt into his shorts and running his fingers through his hair. The men in Dale's family are vain about their hair, and with good reason. He's growing feet first, I added. The rest of him will catch up later. Dale is the second smallest kid in our class. Only Sally Amanda Jones is smaller. Dale's sensitive. Gotta go, I shouted, and grabbed my bike and headed across the yard. Dale caught up with me just outside town. We coasted past the mayor's new sign, Welcome to Tupelo Landing, North Carolina, population 148, and skidded to a halt in the cafe's parking lot, kicking up a rooster tail of oyster shells in sand. Holy moly, she said, dropping his bike. Looks like the Colonel's got a new car. A 58 Underbird, I said modestly. Original paint. Underbird, he said. You mean a Thunderbird, he said, strolling across the car. Dale's family knows cars. In fact, his big brother, Lavender, who I will one day marry, races at Carolina Raceway. Dale kicked a tire and squinted at the silvery letters sprawling across the car's fender. Used to be a Thunderbird, he announced. Looks like the T and H fell off. Well, it's an Underbird now, I said, waving my key in front of the cafe's doors. I don't see why you do that, he said, watching me. Everyone in town knows what doors won't lock. That door won't lock. I don't do this for everyone in town. I do it in case of strangers. You can't be too careful about strangers. That's what the Colonel says. Dale grabbed my arm. Wait, don't open up today, Mo. Please, let's go fishing. Ooh, Miss Toolin has bad allergies. I was going to surprise you, but I got us a boat. I froze the door half open. A boat? Where'd you get a boat? Mr. Jesse, he said, rocking back on his heels. I tried not to sound impressed. You stole Mr. Jesse's boat? He studied his fingernails. I wouldn't say stole, he said, but I did borrow it pretty strong. I sighed. I can't, Dale, not today. Tomorrow then, he grinned, grabbing the close sign and flipping it to open. Dale is my best friend. By now, you can see why. We barely had time to rev up the air conditioning and click on the ceiling fans before our first customer stumbled in. I won't say our patrons are an ugly lot, but at 6:30 a.m., they ain't pretty. I stepped up to the Pepsi crate behind the counter as Mr. Jesse came, sauntering in, thin-shouldered and round-bellied, wearing a faded plaid skirt, khakis, and last night's whiskers. Morning, Mr. Jesse, I said. What'll it be? Hey, Mo, he said, grabbing a menu. Shouldn't you be in school? School ended last week, Mr. Jesse. Oh, what grade will you? Sixth. Sixth grade. Good gracious, girl, he said, looking at me for the first time. You are growing. I sighed. I'm standing on a Pepsi crate, Mr. Jesse. I ain't grown that much since yesterday. You want to order? I got other customers to think about. He looked around at the deserted cafe as the 7-Up clock ticked loud and lonely on the far wall. Other customers? Where? On their way over here. Oh, Lessie, then, he said. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Someone stole my boat last night. Took my appetite with it. Dale dropped a glass. Big-footed buzzard, too, from his prince, he added. I'm guessing he's at least 6 foot under and a good 220 pounds. Dale kicked his oversized sandals under the counter, and Mr. Jesse licked his thin lips. Miss Lana takes our biscuits out of the oven yet? I made my voice gentle, the way that Miss Lana does when I have a fever. We ain't having biscuits, Mr. Jesse, I said. Oh, he said. Then, oh. He sniffed the air like a hound, and a frown flashed across his unshaven face. Doesn't smell right in here, he announced. No coffee, no bacon, and no biscuits. Miss Lana's taking some time off, I said, keeping my voice low. It's probably for the best. Her biscuits are awfully fattening. And you could stand to lose that belly, Mr. Jesse. You know you could. She is feisty, I think, a little bit, huh? His eyes darted to the gray double doors leading to the kitchen. Is the Colonel back here? He demanded. I couldn't blame him for being nervous. Want me to see if he's in? I offered, stepping off the Pepsi crate. I won't say I'm short, but without the crate, I'm not tall. Disturb the Colonel, he gasped. No. Heavens, no. I just like to know when he's in town. He dropped the menu. What do you suggest this morning, Mo? I stood up straight, the way Miss Lana taught me, and draped a paper napkin over my arm. This morning, we're offering a full line of peanut butter entrees, I said. I'm sorry. The dogs see somebody. Hey, we're reading over here. Come here. Say hi to the kids. Come here, Ann. Nope, they're off. I stood up straight the way Miss Lana taught me, and I draped a paper napkin over my arm. This morning, we're offering a full line of peanut butter entrees, I said. We've got peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and raisins, and a delicate peanut butter combination. There's some crunchy or smooth, on Wonder Bread, hand squished, flat on the plate, or not, as you prefer. The special today is our famous peanut butter and banana sandwich. It comes on Wonder Bread, cut diagonal on the plate, with crust or without. What can I start you with? The special, he said. An excellent choice. Hand squished or fluffy? Fluffy, he said. No crust. He gazed at the coffee maker, his pale eyes hopeful. Coffee? I shook my head. Our drink du jour is Mountain Dew, I said. I got a 2-liter breathing in back. His shoulders slumped. Morning, Mayor Little sang out. The door slammed shut behind him. He smoothed his ice blue tie over his pudgy belly and flashed an unnatural white smile. Hush, Mr. Jesse barked. Miss Lana's gone, and the Colonel could be in the kitchen. Mayor Little tiptoed to the counter, his polished loafers ticking over the tile floor. Miss Lana gone? The Colonel back? An unfortunate turn of events, but put into historical context, it's nothing in town that he can't handle, he murmured. Morning, Mo. Give me a special and a drink du jour. No ice. My gums are giving me fits. I am so sorry. Annie, come here. Coming up, I said, turning away. We always choose a little for the mayor in case a television crew ever comes to town. Littles like to talk, and they're naturally neat. Even their babies dress good. As the mayor sipped his Mountain Dew, the breakfast crowd trickled in. Grandmother, Miss Lacey Thornton parked her Buick by the Underbird and strolled to a table by the window. Grandmother, Miss Lacey Thornton, always wears a navy blue suit and shorts. Their color offsets her white-blue hair, which she sweeps up into a halo around her heart-shaped face. She stands just a little taller than me, but somehow looms above everybody else in the room. Tinks Williams darted to the next to grab a sandwich, leaving his John Deere tractor idling in a patch of shade. Then came slow-talking Sam Quaronley, Lavender's racing partner and mechanic. He already had a grease on his hands, and before Dale could make Sam's sandwich, in strolled Reverend Thompson and his boy, Thessalonians. Hey, Thess, I said, sliding him a glass of water. How's summer school? He grinned, his carrot-colored hair glistening. Wouldn't know. I ain't going. Like me, they don't overstudy. Unlike me, he's F-prone. I keep my borderline straight A's to myself, preferring to spring my brain power on others when they least expect it. I take after Miss Lana that way. How'd you wiggle out of that? I asked. Makeup tests and prayer, Reverend Thompson muttered. Thess beamed. Hey, Mo, we got 3 potential hurricanes off Africa this morning. I figure we got a 30% chance that one will make it all the way to us. Thess is a weather freak. He dreams of being a TV weatherman and updates for practice. As far as I know, there's no way to stop it. A couple specials, please, Mo, Reverend Thompson said, coming on up. By 7:30, half the town had crawled into the cafe, and the rising seventh grader, Skeeter McMillan, tall, slender, freckles, the color of fresh sliced bologna, had claimed the counter's last spot. Morning, Mo, Skeeter said, propping his law book open. I'll have the alleged special, please. Skeeter, who hopes to one day be an attorney, loves to say alleged and perp. Rumor has it she's already written to the Matchbook University for a paralegal course under an assumed name. She won't say if that's true or false. Only that unsubstantiated rumor won't hold it up in court. Hey, Skeeter, the colonel's back, Dale told her, speeding by. She swept her low book into her bag. Make mine to go, she said. They all seem to be pretty afraid of this colonel. I wonder why. She swept her law book into her bag. Make mine to go, she said. The colonel hates lawyers. We allow Skeeter to come in since she's only in training, but she keeps a low profile out of pride. By 8:30, Dale and I were tearing around like our shirt tails were on fire. I am permitted to serve meals since the cafe is a family business, but not to use the stove, which the colonel says could be dangerous for someone of my height and temperament. The pre-lunch lull found me opening jars of Miss Lana's practically organic garden soup, which fortunately serves up good cold in the bowl. Miss Lana's better come home soon, I said, twisting the ring off a quart jar. This is the last of her soup, and I ain't no gardener. You can say that again, Dale muttered. Dale gets his green thumb from Miss Rose. I, personally, am practically herbicidal. I've killed every plant that I've ever met, starting with my lima bean sprouts in kindergarten. As the lunch crowd drifted in, I plugged in the jukebox. The lunch crowd is the breakfast crowd, shaved and combed, plus the Azalea woman who call themselves the Uptown Garden Club. There's 6 of them. Add the Azalea woman to our regulars, and the cafe was bustling when the stranger parked his dirt-colored Impala out front and pushed open the cafe door. Afternoon, he said, and the place went still as well water. I glanced at the clock. It was exactly 7 minutes past noon. All right, that's it for chapter 1 of 3 Times Lucky. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tune in tomorrow so you can follow along with us as we read chapter 2.